Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a nice day before we begin the video. Please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. General Hospital GH. Spoilers indicate that Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Benard, is serious about an exit strategy for leaving the mob. This has created a buzz amongst fans that Sonny's character could potentially evolve. He's always been the mob boss for the Heart of Gold, but it's undeniable that Sonny's also not one to hide from violent acts if poked at. Would this change if he left the mob behind? The last time Sonny's character transformed was when he had amnesia in Nixon Falls. If Sonny becomes a shadow of his former self, post-mob exit, is there a possibility for him to reunite with Nina Reeves, Cynthia Watrous? General Hospital spoilers remind fans that Sonny has been mulling over the idea of leaving the mob. However, post-surgery this week, a dream where his father, Mike Corbin, Max Gale, encouraged him to do so has given Sonny more motivation to make this happen. Sonny and Nina made an interesting super couple back in the day. Sadly, Sonny quickly shut her out and ended their relationship because he found out she threw Carly Spencer, Laura Wright, and Drew Kane, Cameron Matheson, under the bus to SEC and lied about it. Sonny was all about loyalty, but didn't exactly give Nina the chance to fully explain herself at the time. Will he have a different perspective once he's cut all ties with the mob? As the old adage goes, time heals all wounds. If Sonny leaves the mob, could we see a softer side to him? He and Nina are currently civil and almost friendly. As such, could he and Nina gravitate toward each other and re-establish their bond? Carly Spencer, Laura Wright, and Nina have somewhat landed on the same page with their mutual hate-on for Drew. So could this also help with a Cena reunion? When Sonny had amnesia in Nixon Falls, fans saw a much softer side to the mob boss. Could that personality re-emerge after he leaves the life of organized crime? In a twist no one saw coming, General Hospital spoilers reveal that Sonny Corinthos, the longtime mob kingpin of Port Charles, is finally walking away from the dangerous empire he built over decades, and the ripple effects of this decision will be seismic not only for his enemies and allies, but especially for the woman he once loved and lost. Nina Reeves insiders say the decision doesn't come lightly, and that Sonny's departure from the mob is tied to a life-altering betrayal, an attempted assassination, a near-death experience, and a vision of a future he thought he'd never have again. This decision doesn't just affect business, it shakes the very foundation of what Sonny believes about himself, and the people closest to him. Recent events have pushed Sonny to the edge of reason. First, there was the looming threat from pikemen, then came the murky loyalties of his inner circle, and finally a close brush with death that left him questioning what kind of legacy he'd leave behind for his children, and whether the life he's lived is the life he wants to die in. With Dante and Pristina both begging him to walk away before he ends up in a body bag or a prison cell, Sonny finds himself staring at a mirror in the penthouse for hours, weighing what he wants most in life, and for the first time in years he doesn't see power or vengeance, he sees peace and redemption. And perhaps most hauntingly, he sees Nina. This moment of reflection is interrupted only by a visit from Carly, who informs Sonny that Donna is starting to ask questions about why her dad is always being shot at, why people whisper when they see her at Kelly's, and why she can't invite her friends over to the house. Sonny is shattered by the innocence in that question, and it's the last crack he needs to finally make the call. He contacts Brick and instructs him to begin the process of transferring authority over his remaining operations to another player, preferably someone far enough from Port Charles to keep the fallout from hitting home. Brick doesn't argue, but the look on his face says it all. Sonny Corinthos stepping down is not just unexpected, it's historic. It marks the end of an era, one built on blood and honor and revenge. But the real emotional drama kicks off when Nina hears the news, not from Sonny, but from Ava, who finds out during a whispered phone call and immediately drops the bomb in a casual conversation at the Metro Court. Nina is stunned, speechless, and when she finally speaks her voice trembles as she asks, "Is this for real?" Ava shrugs, But the look in her eyes says she's
Sonny's
as
out,
surprised,
and
no one
him.
knows what's coming next. Nina's mind spins as she flashes back to Nixon Falls, to the man who was just Mike, and the love she lost when the truth surfaced that he was the infamous mobster she never wanted to be involved with. But now that man, the one she fell in love with before the chaos, might be returning, and the question becomes, can they find their way back to each other with all the history, pain, and betrayal between them still? Raw spoilers hint that Sonny and Nina will have a chance run-in at the cemetery, where he's paying tribute to Stone, and she's visiting her late daughter Nell. And when they spot each other, neither walks away, they talk, and it's awkward at first. But then something clicks, the walls begin to lower. Sonny tells her he's stepping away, not for her, not even for Carly or the kids, but for himself, because he's tired of living on edge, tired of hurting people he loves, and tired of watching those he cares about suffer. Nina is visibly shaken, and the moment crackles with tension. Sonny asks her a pointed question. If I'm not the man I was, if I'm not in the life anymore, would you ever consider giving us another chance? The silence between them is deafening. Nina doesn't answer, not yet, but her eyes say everything. Later, she confesses to Ava that she never stopped loving him, that no matter what she told herself in the wake of the SEC betrayal and the divorce, part of her heart still beats for Sonny. And if he truly has changed, if he's really leaving the mob behind, maybe is hope for them after all. Meanwhile, Carly finds herself in a strange position, unsure of how to feel about Sonny's new direction. On one hand, she's relieved for her kids, but on the other, she knows the mob gave Sonny a sense of control and identity that he never found anywhere else, and she worries what might fill that void now that it's gone. Will he lose himself, or worse, will someone come after him in revenge for walking away? Jason, who has returned to Port Charles, recently watches this transition with caution, understanding the risk that comes with trying to step out clean when you've made enemies in every direction. He offers Sonny his help, not as an enforcer, but as a friend, insisting that if Sonny's serious, he'll need someone watching his back, because power vacuums don't stay empty for long, and someone, maybe Valentine, maybe Selena Wu, or maybe a new unseen threat, will move fast to claim what Sonny's leaving behind. The danger is real, and it doesn't care about good intentions, but Sonny insists he's made his peace with whatever comes next. He even begins looking at legitimate business moves, including expanding Corinthos Coffee and putting Michael in charge of a new West Coast venture, something that shocks Michael and momentarily heals the rift between them. Michael even confides in Willow that he sees his father trying harder than ever before, and that maybe, just maybe, they can start over, not as a mob boss and his bitter son, but as a family trying to heal years of wounds. As the city buzzes over the shift in power, Ava becomes increasingly worried that Sonny's vulnerability could make him an easy target, and urges him to consider more layers of protection. He declines for now, but tells her that if things escalate, he'll reconsider. Meanwhile, Nina reaches out to Phyllis, who urges her not to run away from a second chance at love, just because she's afraid of getting hurt again. Nina still isn't sure, but the next time she and Sonny cross paths, the air is charged and heavy with possibility. Sonny opens up about his fears and his hopes, and Nina listens without judgment, telling him she can't promise anything, but she's willing to try to believe in the new man. He says he wants to be their fingers graze, but they don't hold hands, not yet. Still, the symbolism is strong enough to suggest that a reunion might be just over the horizon, and GH fans everywhere are buzzing. Could Sonny and Nina be headed for a true reconciliation, or is heartbreak lurking just around the corner? Spoilers hint that not everyone will be happy if these two find their way back to each other, and Carly especially might feel a complicated mix of resentment and concern, especially if Donna starts seeing Nina in a maternal light again, a development Carly might never be able to stomach, especially after Nina's role in her SEC takedown. Sonny's departure from the mob is more than a plot twist, it's a reset button on his entire character arc, one that could pave the way for redemption, reconnection, and even peace, or it could blow up spectacularly if his enemies refuse to let him go quietly. One thing's for sure, Port Charles will never be the same again, and neither will Sonny Corinthos. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our YouTube channel for more update news.